Please note that this is a general reading, so just take what resonates with you. Hello everyone, we are now entering the last phase of the cycle of the moon, which started last May 30, which started with the new moon in Gemini. Now we are going to give a tarot reading of the last quarter moon in Aries, and it is this is the reading for June 21, 2022. So this will be nearing the end already of this cycle, which started last May 30, and it will be also the end of our Moonology series. We will be moving forward to another Moonology reading series, which will be entitled The Tides of Your Life. So this will be the last reading for the Moonology series. There will be sort of like The Tides of Your Life will be the Moonology series part 2. It will be following a different approach, a different format of reading the phases of the moon. So without any further ado, we will try to see what is the main energy for this last cycle, which is the last quarter moon in Aries. And this is the card which we have taken from the Moonology manifestation cards. And the message here is to work through your feelings. Okay, so since May 30, the cycle of the moon, so this is slowly started and slowly increased until it reached the full moon, and now we have passed through the full moon and we are about to exit through the last quarter moon in Aries. And by this time many things have already happened, and it's like cleaning up the room. You need also to work through your feelings because many things have already happened since May 30, and we need to check, sort of like to pause for a while and check our feelings, maybe do some cleaning up a bit if there have been some hurt feelings or some negative energy that have accumulated in our hearts. This is the time for us to sort of clean the house, clean the inner house. And so we will now start by trying to see what have happened in the recent past and what is happening in the present, and what might happen in the proximate future. Okay, now remember, this is a general reading, so whatever resonates with you, then take it. Okay, not all might resonate with you, but just take whatever resonates with you. And okay, this had been pre-shuffled previously, but we just shuffled it again for good measure. And now we will try to see. Okay, so this is in the recent past. Oh, present situation. Okay. Okay. Wow, interesting. Okay, so it seems that in the recent past you have underwent some crisis, no? And for those who are reading right now, some of you might have in the recent past undergone a certain crisis, but it was already that chapter has already closed, and there is already a sun that is rising right now. Wait, let us arrange it here so that it can be seen. Okay, as you can see, there is this death, and when you look at this card of the death, you can see that usually the death symbolizes the death of someone, and there are different reactions in doing it. Now, the king who died has no choice but to accept the reality. There are these two children who are kneeling down, accepting. One is denying the reality of death, one looking away, but the little child, the one who has seems to be not afraid of death, was even offering death a prayer. Here, the bishop seems to be begging for death to spare him. So there's a different reactions to the chapter that has been closed. Maybe some of you have accepted the reality that that thing, or whatever that chapter in your life has, whatever that chapter in your life has been, you have already accepted it. Some of you accepted it with joy, with courage. Some of you accepted it with courage and with peace. You accepted it as part of your life, and you continue with a positive outlook, just like this child who courageously faces death. There are some of you who might be still in the process of denial right now. Some of you are in the process of bargaining about the situation. But in whatever stage you are in right now, just be aware that something new is about to begin. The sun is beginning to rise in the horizon. So whatever stage you are in right now, whether you are in the stage of denial, or you are in the stage of trying to bargain, or you are already in the stage of complete surrender, or in the stage of acceptance, surrender, but also in a positive light. Just be aware that the sun is now beginning to rise. Okay. I have a feeling that if this is a relationship, it was a relationship that is toxic, that is karmic, that was difficult. And it seems that for those of you who are already looking forward to a new day, you are stronger this time. It seems that you have made a resolve not to settle down for anything less than a loving relationship. You are now requiring, sort of like, if you are about to enter into a new relationship, you are disciplining your heart more now, that you will not settle for just a surface level kind of relationship. You are in the process of having sort of like boundaries already, and at the same time you are a little bit more choosy if ever you will be having a newer relationship. You are right now in a resolve that if ever you will have a relationship, it will be a relationship where it is unconditional, where it's a give and take kind of relationship, where both are contributing equally to the relationship. And you are moving forward with courage and with strength this time. If before you were weak in this one, you are not in control of the relationship, this time you have a resolve that you will be a little bit more with better boundaries, a little bit more discerning if ever you are going to have a new relationship. It's the same also for those who might have just ended a stage in a career, like for example, you have just resigned from a job, because it has been a toxic one. You are a little bit more choosy now in your choice of the career. You are putting yourself forward. If in the past people are just trampling you down, making your life miserable, as if you're like a puppet in a string, this time you are making more a better choice in your career, a career that puts your joy and yourself first before anything else. You are moving forward like the chariot. You have a direction already. You know what you want, and you are not settling for anything less than what you think is the best for you. And so after all this turmoil, after all this turmoil that you've had in the closing of one chapter, you are being invited to work through your feelings, no, because it has been a very, very toxic one, or a very challenging one, and it has caused you a lot of pain. And even at this present moment, you still feel the pain of what had happened in the past. There are still some swords piercing you, some things that are still affecting you, and there are still days when that are rainy and causing you pain. There might have been days, if this is a loving relationship that you just closed, there are still days wherein you find yourself in tears, no, with the rain falling. So there's still a moment of pain. You haven't completely healed from the relationship. There's still pain. At the same time, also, if it is a career that you have just closed, you are still in pain at this time, no? You're still healing, in the process of healing. You haven't completely healed, but now you are already with a more positive result, that you will put yourself first in whatever choices you will make in the future. And in the near future, you are looking forward to a future now at this present time, no, after all these things that have happened, no, and you are still in the process of working through your feelings, no, you are already sort of like dreaming of a future that is, if ever it is a relationship, it will be a relationship where there is this innocence of the childhood, where loving is really giving, where loving is more unconditional. Sometimes, yes, if you are one of the aspects of being a child, so sometimes also can sometimes be a little bit more self-centered, no, but there's also this generosity in a child, and I think this is the thing that you are looking for. You are now looking for a relationship that is more childlike, a relationship that is more giving, a relationship that cherishes the moment. It's like when you are children, no? It's a relationship where if you have some conflict with each other, you are easily able to forgive. You don't let the sun go down after a conflict had happened. Before the end of the day, you're again like children, no? Sometimes when they are playing, they have some conflict, they get angry with each other, but you wait for an hour or two, and then they will start to look for their friend again. So it's the same also. It seems that you are looking for, right now, looking for a relationship in the near future that will be something like with this kind of character, where you don't let the sun go down in your anger. At the same time, you also anticipate each other's feelings, and then you always try to make each other happy. So it's more of like a loving relationship that is unconditional. And it seems that the universe is going to give you that kind of gift right now, no? So if it is a loving relationship, it will be a loving relationship that will be filled with a lot of abundant things. A loving relationship where the love is unconditional. If it is career, no, it will be a promising one, and it will be a gift from the divine, and it promises something that is very, very productive. And whatever this one is, it is a beginning of a new venture. So whatever chapter has been closed, there seems to be a bright new venture awaiting you in the near future. So it could be, you might, if before you were an employee, maybe now you will be experimenting on a new venture, whether you're going to be an entrepreneur or your own boss, no? It can be also maybe a work online. I don't know why I started thinking about it. Maybe it will be something related online also. It can be also for some of you, but it will be a gift from the divine. So whether it is a relationship, there is a promise of a budding new relationship, no? Children, a beginning new relationship, and it seems to be a relationship that is an equal give and take. And if it is a career, it is something that is something new, something different from the old one that you had. And it is something that you will enjoy, something that will be a little bit promising, no? Something with abundance in the future. But it will not be an easy journey, because it is something new, and there will be some mountains. As you can see here, there are some mountains in the distance. So if you start this new career, there will be some challenges along the way, but it will be exciting, no? It will be like a hike. It will be a hike where you discover new things, where you become more you cherish more every single moment you will be living through living the moment, and it will be something very exciting, but it will not be very easy. There will be challenges along the way. It can be also an uphill climb, but it is a promising one. Okay, now let us, so all throughout this time, no, there are many things that are going to happen to you, and the invitation with you is to constantly work on your feelings, no, so that you can always be constantly be positive in whatever challenges you are going. Don't worry, I know you are at present still in the process of healing. Don't worry, it seems to be a bright future. You'll get over it. Healing takes time, but you will heal as long as you keep as long as you keep a positive attitude, not to lose this strength that is now developing within you, and also the boundaries that you've created. You keep it, maintain that boundary, and yes, maintain that standards. In the near future, there will be a beautiful promise, whether it be in a loving relationship or in your career, and maybe also in your relationship with your family. Now things will be lighter and a little bit more spontaneous, and a little bit more full of life, and a little happier. No? So when you look at it, no, all throughout this time, no, the invitation is to constantly work through your feelings. If you are in pain, you try to address it. No, if you feel like crying, cry. Okay. If you feel like sharing to somebody, make sure that you choose a friend who will keep your secrets. No. And you open up. Sometimes it's also good to just talk with your pet dog or your pet cat. No? They will keep your secret. Okay. Sometimes a pet, if you are one who enjoys gardening, you talk to your plants. No? But the best one is to talk with the divine. Spend more time in solitude and in prayer. And entrust whatever challenges you've undergone in the past, you entrust it into the hands of the divine. And the divine will take care of it and lead you to this promise in the near future. Now let's just try to get some readings from the half moon quotes. No, I will take two, one here and then another one here. Okay, so what does the quotes here tell us? He could well imagine what the moon had given her, pure solitude and tranquility. That was the best thing the moon could give a person. Okay, so it seems like the feminine energy. Okay, it can be a man or a woman. No, it seems that at this present time, no, this person is spending more time in solitude. No. And spending more time, I think, more time in nature. And I think for those of you who are still not yet spending time, no, who are still troubled with a lot of things, there seems to be an invitation for you to spend more time with nature. If there is a terrace in your house, then spend more time also watching the moon, okay, or watching the sky at night. Spend more time in solitude and tranquility. At this present time, as you work through your feelings, no, I think a time being with nature will be able to help you find more peace. And to get this peace, you need to spend more time alone, spend more time with nature. So it's not only, I think with this invitation for you to work through your feelings, there's also an invitation for you to spend more time with nature, spending more time alone, nurturing this inner child within you, so that you'll have this same courage as this child who faces the closing of the chapter with courage and with hope. Okay, now that one is from Haruki Murakami. Now this one is a quote from Terry Pratchett, and the quote is, "What was supposed to be so special about a full moon It was only a big circle of light, and the dark of the moon was only darkness. But halfway between the two, when the moon was between the worlds of light and dark, when even the moon lived on the edge, maybe then a witch could believe in the moon. So, at this moment, you are, as you have just recently closed the chapter, no, you are in the process of partly light and darkness. Like, for example, here, you are already in the process wherein you already have a good resolve to begin again, whether it be in a relationship or a new career. But still there is pain. So there is both half light and half darkness. So there's half light and half darkness, no? But you're about to finish already this cycle. You are already closing a chapter, and there is half light and half darkness. And in this half light and half darkness, no, witches are known to be intuitive, no, and somehow maybe at the same time, no, it's like getting more in touch with the divine, with the spirits, with nature. It's very much in one with this one. In this moment of half light and half darkness, life is a little bit more interesting. No? You appreciate the light more when there is the contrast of darkness. You appreciate the joy more when there is also hurt. You are able to balance things. You are able to see more. It's like white becomes brighter when it is in the contrast of a dark background. No? So it's like that also. If the black becomes more evident when it is in white background. So the contrast of the light and the dark, you know, you are in this process, and it is in this process where you are able to gain more insights, no? Like a witch or somebody who is intuitive, no? You are able to gain more insights when you are in the process of struggles and at the same time good things, no? You are in a sort of like a transit mode, in a moment of transit where you are cherishing both the pain and the joy, the despair and the hope, everything like that. No, it makes you develop more your intuition. You are able to develop more the movements of the spirit in your life, the movements of the divine in your life. And I think this is what is important for you right now. As you work through your feelings, you know, you try to also learn from the school of life. You get to learn from this experience the good things, and at the same time to learn how to avoid already the things that that no longer serve you. So I guess that's it for now. No, so I invite you to go to I invite you to see me on the next news series for Moonology. No, it will be entitled "The Tides of Your Life." This will be the last of the first Moonology series. No, so the next series will be already in a different name. Well, until next time, have a great day.